Okay. Live. All right. So let's pull this up.
Hey, relax.
Come on, YouTubes.
It shows you live on my phone.
It's good. It's good.
It's some magical way of just signing into all my accounts at one time within your phone.
See?
It was magic.
Yeah, you can call it magic. Call it that.
It's magic. Everything's just signed in at one time.
Back. All right, y'all. As everybody coming in, everybody, if you can please, you know what I'm saying, like, share, comment. Right? Do all that. All right, like I said, that's what we just really not saying. Let's make sure we share these things out so we can further push this truth, put it out there. So as in today, you know what I'm saying, today's Sabbath service, right? We are continuing on in Genesis. Genesis with Joseph and his brothers. All right. Joseph's going to be presenting the brothers to the Pharaoh. It's going to be asking the Pharaoh for permission to give the land of Goshen to all of his brothers, his father and brothers to live in the land of Goshen, which Egypt owns, because of the famine that's going on in the land of Canaan. We're in the 47th chapter.
Of what?
Genesis. So we're in the 47th chapter of Genesis. Like I said, continue on with Joseph and his brothers. Like I said, you know what I'm saying, we probably get a couple of precepts today too. But like I said, this is a continuation of Israel coming into Egypt. Right. This is where the Most High said that he will make us a nation, into a great nation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll find out how that becomes, you know what I'm saying, we'll get into Exodus in the next few weeks. But this is where it all starts, where it all begins. Right? You know what I'm saying? We're coming in, we're getting to go to the land of Goshen. Last week we found out that the Egyptians, you know what I'm saying, that for Joseph told his brother to tell Pharaoh that we are herders, right? Shepherds, because Egyptians hate shepherds.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're an abomination to them. That's a big racism right there that you see in the Bible. People say racism never existed, but that's not true. It's always been like groups of people come together and hate another group of people.
Somebody's gonna hate somebody.
You know what I'm saying? That's how this works. You know what I'm saying? But not waste too much time because start late today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the prayers. So everybody, if you're at home, you know what I'm saying, if you're watching this class, make sure you're doing the same thing too. Make sure you're standing facing the east. So with that, Imagine you stand. Play have to dump to turn and face the east. All right, we'll get into these prayers. All right. Starting with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayu, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakothka, Taba,
Tua.
Ratazaka,
Okinawa.
Haya,
Haya.
Aisha,
Hasha.
Barataza,
Brasa.
Kawa,
Kua.
Haya,
Ya.
Bashmayu,
Bashwaya.
Nathanawa,
Nagawa.
Nakam,
Lakau.
Call,
Kau.
Yawam,
William.
Wasalaknawa,
Waslapnaga.
Kabwathnawa,
Kawaga.
Kasalaknawa,
Kasakwa.
Kabwathkinawa,
Kalakana.
Wala'a,
Kala'a.
Tabayanawa,
Tawana. Naga.
but the body side one,
Yabasa one.
a ball,
Law.
Hawashainawa,
Ashanawa.
Mayan,
Mayan.
Rai,
Right.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Laka,
Laka.
Hamalakwath,
Hapaka.
Wa'ala,
Wahana.
Wataparath,
What?
Wata,
Pata.
Pa'arath,
Pawa.
Arath,
Ara.
Rath,
Ra.
Laiwalanyum,
Laiwana.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English.
Say it loud.
Huh?
Maybe you shouldn't say that loud.
Now you gotta learn these. In English, our Father,
Our Father.
which art in heaven,
Which art in heaven.
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come.
thy will be done
Thy will be done.
in earth
On earth.
as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day.
our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts.
as we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation.
but deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom.
and the power,
And the power.
and the glory,
And the glory.
forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right. The Akak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
By Shusha.
Baba Kashai,
Abushka.
the Thalanawa, Hakak,
Loga.
Hakak,
Aka.
Darapa'ah. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm
Raka'ah,
sorry.
Ka, Makala, Wakar, Madawa, Hakak, Latsahar, Martazarayu, Hakak, Laquayam, Hamathium, Hakak, Alakarwath, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Bashir Awashai, Dwight Aman. In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
please give us the power.
Please give us
The power to heal all manner of sickness. The power
the power
to heal all manner of sickness
to heal all manner of sickness,
and all manner of disease.
all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the lepers.
the power that cleanses lepers,
The power to raise the dead.
power to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
power against all clean and spirits,
To cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Hashah,
Thank you, so be it.
I take you to it.
All right. Blessings for Israel. In the Hebrew, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Ashir Shah,
Barak the Nawa.
Rakana,
Wa'yashar Allah.
Aisha Allah,
Waha.
Wahai,
Bayath.
Baya,
Saparium.
Samaria,
Barak.
Barak,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Ashir Shah,
Dawada Aman.
Tuanaman,
In English, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
in the name of Hawashai,
Bless us
bless us
and Israel
in Israel,
and the school.
in the school,
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
in the name of Hashah,
Thank you, so be it.
thank you to it.
All right. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya,
In
Ahaharium,
Alhar,
Ma'ayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yawa,
Isaiah,
Azariah,
Isaiah,
Azariah,
Ma'aim,
Mai,
Yahweh,
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 Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemaiah,
Shemaiah,
Wa'ratazah,
Ratazah,
Wa'ratazah,
right, Waratazah,
Ayathan,
Anathan,
Lamawat,
Amawa,
Regalka,
Ugalka,
Ayanawam,
Alamun,
Shamarka,
Shamarga,
Hana,
Na,
La'ah,
Ala'a,
La'ah,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawan,
Wala'ah,
Wala'a,
Yashan,
Yashan,
Chawamar,
Shalomar,
Yashar'ala,
Zashawa,
Yashar'ala,
Ashala, Yashawa,
Yashar'ala,
Yashala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarga,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazaka,
Al-Yad,
Auran,
Al-Yad,
Auran,
Yad,
Ya,
Yad,
Yad,
Yamyaka,
Yamaka,
Yawamam,
Yamakan,
Yawamam,
Yamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
Lasso, Aya,
no, La'ah,
La,
Yakaka,
Yaka,
Twayarak,
Rarak,
Bala,
Balaha,
Bala,
Bala,
Yala,
Yala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
It's like it. Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makarai.
Makarai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapashka.
Ashapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'athka.
Tazaraka.
Babawa'aka.
Abawaka.
Ma'ata.
Mayatha.
Wa'aid.
Wa'ai.
Iwalam.
Awlam.
All right. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. I will lift up
I will lift up
my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help?
I was coming to my help.
My help coming from Yahweh.
Coming from Yahweh.
My help coming from Yahweh,
My help coming from Yahweh.
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He would not suffer thy foot to be moved. He would not
He will not
suffer
suffer
thy foot
thy foot
to be moved.
to move.
He that keepeth thee,
He that keepeth thee
shall will not slumber.
will not suffer.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber,
not suffer,
shall neither
shall neither slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade
Yahweh is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon the right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite day by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve the going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth,
For the same first,
even forevermore.
for even forevermore.
All right. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayu.
Alahaya,
All.
Allah,
All.
all.
Damaya.
Damayan,
Laka.
Lakai,
All.
all.
Takarash.
Tak,
Takarash.
Karash,
All.
Wa'a,
Tashakwat.
Tak,
Shakwat.
Shakwa,
All.
all.
Kaya. Kaya.
Kayak,
Hana.
Hana,
Awiyabika.
Awak, I can't say it.
Awa.
Aya,
Yab.
Yap,
Yaka.
Ika,
Yahama.
Yahaman,
Yawan.
Yanon,
Ra'ash.
Barash,
Al Aimaka.
Amawaka,
Ya'ai.
Yai,
Ra.
Ra,
Yum.
Yam,
Wa.
Wa,
Sawada.
Sawada,
Wayata.
Waita,
Ya'aitazawa.
Yapto Sida,
Al.
Al,
Tazapa.
Sava,
Tazapa.
Tazapa,
One Yaka.
Wanyuka,
Amarwa.
Amara,
Lakawa.
Lakwa,
Wana.
Wana,
Kak. Yadam.
La,
Magoya.
Mugoya,
Wala'a.
Walaha,
Wala'a.
Walaha,
Yazakar.
Yazakar,
Sham.
Jesham,
Yasha'ala.
Yashahalo,
Iwada.
Awada,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Nawa.
Lawa,
I.
I,
Tazawa.
Tazawa,
Laba.
Laba,
Yakadwa.
Yakagwa,
Alyaka.
Alaka,
Baryath.
Bayar,
Yaka.
Yaka,
Roth.
Ra,
Wa.
Wa,
Ahoya.
Ahoya,
Arawan.
Alawan,
Waya.
Waya,
Sha.
Yasha,
Oyashamai.
Oshwai,
Allah.
Allah,
Yam.
Yam,
Mawa.
Mayawa, Mayawa,
Mawa.
Mawa,
Abba.
Awa,
Waha.
Waha,
Garyam.
Garam,
Gabar.
Gawa,
Wa'ima
Wayawama,
Wa'imalat.
Wamala,
Palashat.
Palasha,
Ain.
I,
Yashabya.
Yashawan,
Tazawar.
Talua,
Gam.
Tom,
Ashawar.
Ashur,
Nalawat.
Nawa,
Aiman.
Aiman,
Hayawa.
Iowa,
Zarawai.
Zarawai,
Labanya.
Lavanya,
Lawat.
Noah,
Lawat.
Lawan,
Salah.
Salah,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Laham.
Laham,
Kamadian.
Tamaya,
Kasaya.
Kazia,
Sara'ah.
Sarar,
Kayabyan.
Tayamu,
Banakar.
Benyaka,
Koyashwan.
Bashwan,
Nasha Madwa.
Nasranai,
Nasha
Nasha,
Madwa.
Maiwa,
Bayan.
Bayan,
Da'ara.
Da'ara,
Hayawa.
Iowa,
Daman.
Daman,
La'adama.
La'alam,
Sha,
Sha,
Ya,
Ya,
Thamwa,
Thamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Ya,
Ya,
Mawa,
Moa,
Ka'arab,
Ka'ara,
Wakaza'aba, Waka,
Waka,
Za,
Za,
Aba,
Ava,
Waka,
Waka,
Zabat,
Zabak,
Wakatazar,
Kataza,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Ka,
Nikawa,
Ka,
Ka,
Nasa,
Nasa,
Ya,
Ya,
Kamwa,
Kamun,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Marwa,
Amara,
Naya,
Naya,
Rasha,
Rasha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ah,
Ah,
Na'awa,
Nawa,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
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 Shayathamwa,
Shothaya,
Shaya,
Shoai, Shaya,
Thamwa,
Thamwa,
Ka,
Ka,
Ga,
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 Ya,
La,
La,
Kasha, it's like a Kakwash,
Kash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Raka,
Roka,
Ka'ash,
Kiash,
Taba'ira,
Tava Ira,
Ya'ira,
Ya Ira,
Wa,
Ya Wa,
no, just Wa,
Wa,
Kala Haba,
Kava,
Kala
Kava,
Haba,
Hava,
Talaha,
Talaha,
Hariyamba,
Awyama,
Khan,
Khan,
Thordatma,
Thoranaka,
Basa,
Basa,
Irika,
Irika,
Wabasa,
Mosa,
Wapathka, Tabahalam, Taba,
Tava,
Halam,
Hello,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Payam,
Kuala One,
Salawan,
Waya,
Wai,
Bakashwa,
Wakashwa,
Shimka,
Shomkai,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yawasha,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahawa,
Wahawa,
Ayaid,
Ayawa,
Aid,
I,
Yaid,
Yai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kapaya,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Awagwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Da'aiwa,
the Iowa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Asa,
Shimka,
Shomka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labatka,
Labaka,
Al Yawan,
Ayawan,
Al Ka,
Abuka,
Ha Rataza.
Hozaka,
All right, Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
keep not thy silence, O God,
Hold not thy peace,
hold not thy peace,
and be not still, O God.
and not be thy still, O God,
For lo,
for lo,
thy enemies make a tumult. Thine enemies
thy enemies
make a tumult.
make a tumble,
And they that hate thee
and may they hate thee,
have lifted the head, have lifted up.
have lifted up the hate,
They taken crafty counsel against thy people,
and taken captive unto thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against their
Hidden ones.
hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
let us cut them off from being a nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation,
That the name of Yahshua Allah
and in the name of Joshua,
may be no more
maybe no more
in remembrance.
remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they consult together
with one consent.
on one consent.
They are confederate against thee. They are
They are
confederate
confederate
against thee.
against thee,
The tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
the Israelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
the Israelites,
Ish, of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Moab,
and Ammon, and Ammon,
and Emmy,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
A sword
A sword
is also joined with them.
is joined with them.
They're hoping the children of Lot. They're hoping
They're hoping
the children of Lot.
the children of Lot,
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera, as to
as to
Sisera, as to Jabin,
as been,
at the brook of Kison,
as no people's come,
which perished at Endor.
which pierced in the indoor,
They became as dung for the earth.
as it came down for the earth.
Make the nobles like Oreb. Make the nobles
Make the nobles
like Oreb,
like a red,
and like Zeeb.
like a zeb,
Yea,
yea,
or the princess as Zabah,
of the vision of the Zah,
and as Zamuna,
as Wunda,
who said,
who said,
let's take to ourselves
let's take to themselves
the houses of God
the houses of God,
in possession.
in possession,
Oh my God,
oh my God,
make them like it will.
make like a will,
As the stubble before the wind,
as the sun to the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
let the flame
as the flame
set the mountains on fire.
set the mountains on fire.
To persecute them with thy tempest,
To persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid by the storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
So that fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
May they seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded and troubled
let them be confounded in trouble
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them put to shame perish.
that men may know that thou,
That men might know that thou,
whose name alone
of whose name alone,
is Yahweh,
Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
are the most high of all the earth.
All right. The blessings in Hebrew, Barak atah Yahweh. Barak. No. Barak atah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Ma'aka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Madazab Ya'ah. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapim. Ha Saranyim. Hakatazayayim. Hakar Yayim. Wa Wathim. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Dwada Aman. In English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding John Yohana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. All right. Sorry about shouting. You can turn and be seated. All right. So, as I said before, we're in Genesis, the 47th chapter. All right. So we're going to jump right into them and start reading these first 7 verses in Hebrew.
You can read them in Hebrew first.
What's that, sis?
You don't read them in Hebrew first?
Am I going to read them in Hebrew?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you got to sit there and listen.
I know. I'm sitting here.
All right. So, as y'all know, that's how this goes. Every Sabbath service we read verses in Hebrew, and we go back and read again in English. What's my phone doing? Okay, I just decided I didn't want to work no more. Give me 1 second, y'all. If I was using side, it's like, it don't want to work no more today. Let me try one more time. How small the words are in this book.
She was that fat and ugly girl. No guy wanted to be seen with.
Sorry, yeah, it's just stupid app.
How many verses did you read?
7 verses. So read 7 verses. So I'm reading verses.
47.
Well, verses. Chapter 47, verse 2
Okay.
to 8.
Okay. Thank you for letting me follow along.
Yeah, verse 2 to 8. But I'll be reading in the Hebrew. Once again, I'll be reading back again in English. All right, so we go. This book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 2 in the Hebrew. Waya makwa taza akyawa akyawa lakwak kamasha anashyam waya taza gam lapanya Parai, verse 3. Waya Amar, Parai, all. Aknawa, Akya Yawa, Ma'ash Yakam, Waya Amarwa, Al, Parai, Ra'ai, Taza'an, let's see, Abad Yakan, Abad Yaka, Gun, Anak, uh, Anak Nawa, verse 4, Waya Amarwa, Al, Parai, Lagawar, Ba'arataza, Ba'arataza, Ba'anwa, Kaya, Ayan, Ayan, Mara'ai, Latazayan, Ashar, Ashar, Laibar, it's like Abad, Yaka, Kaya, Kabad, see, Kabad, Haraza Ibad, it's like Hara Iba, Ba'arataza, verse 5, Waya Amar, Para'ai, All, Yawasap, La Amar, Yeshabadwa, Ba'arataza, Gashan, see, Wa'am, Yadad, it's like Yadad Ata, let's see, Wayash, Bam, let's see, Anashya, Kaya, see, yeah, Ikar, see, Kaya, Wayasha Matam, Sharia, Makwana, Al, Ashar, La'a, second, Laya, Waya Abawa, Matazaryan, All, Yawasap, Iquab, 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 see, Baban Yawa, Wayash, Yashamai, Yashamai, Para'ai, Malak, Matazaryan, Waya Amar, Pa'arai, All, Yawasap, La Amar, see, Abayaka, Waya, sorry, Ba'awa, Allah, Allah Yaka, verse 6, Arataza, Matazaryan, Lapan Yaka, Hawa'a, Bamai, Bamai Yatab, Ha Rataza, Hawashab, verse 7, Waya Ba'a, Yawasat, Ath, Ya'iqab, Abba Yawa, Abba Yawa, Waya Aya Madawa, Saki. So, yeah. Yawa Madawa, Lapanya, Para'ai, Waya Dabak, Saki. Waya Barak, see. Iowa Quab, Ath, Para'ai, verse 8. Waya Amar, Para'ai, All, Ya'iqab, Kama, Yamaya, so Yamya, Shanya, Kaya, Yaka. All right. This is the first 7 verses. So we're going to read them again in the English. All right. So the book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 2. All right. Before we get into there, for those who missed last class, real quick, last service. All right. We're in part of Genesis where the Israelites are about to come into Egypt. Excuse me. So, brief recap, real quick. So, I want everybody to make sure that we're all on the same page. So, at this point in time, Israel, right, whose name is Jacob, right? We know his name was changed to Israel, right? So, for those that know, the Iqab is Jacob in Hebrew. All right, it was changed to Israel, which is Yasha'Allah in the Hebrew. Yawasap is Joseph in the Hebrew. So he already had his 12 sons, right? Joseph being the youngest at this point in time. Joseph was when he was younger. Let's see, with his brothers, he went to go check on his brothers, as ordered by his father. His brothers already didn't like him. He had a vision. His brothers and father didn't like the vision, and some of his brothers decided, hey, you know what? Let's get rid of homie. So that's what they did. They one of them said it would just kill him. They was told by their older brother Reuben, don't do that. And so then it was Judah who decided, hey, there goes some Ishmaelites passing through. We'll just sell him to the Ishmaelites.
Wait, so who?
Huh?
So who?
Joseph.
Oh.
So Judah and the brothers sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites, who then sold Joseph to the Egyptians. Right? He ends up going over some dreams for a captain that was out there, which helps him rise up. He ends up in Pharaoh's house by the visions that he was able to help them interpret. And, you know what I'm saying? Well, let's skip all that small part. But Joseph ends up becoming a high-ranking man because of the visions that he's able to interpret. And Pharaoh made Joseph second in command of all of Egypt. So he's basically the governor, you want to say. He's under Pharaoh. So at this time comes a famine in the land. The famine is 2 years in. And, you know what I'm saying, Jacob nurses his kids still in the land of Canaan. But there's a big famine going on everywhere in that region. And Jacob sends his son to go to Egypt to get food because he heard that there's food stockpiled up in Egypt and they're selling food. So that's what they do. They go there. Joseph sees them, and then he kind of plays a trick on them, if you want to put it that way. He calls them spies. So you guys are here to spy on Egypt and the Pharaoh. They said, no, we're just lonely Hebrews, this and that. They kind of go into it. So he says, hey, you know what? How about this? So I let you know that I know you are a good man. So he asks about his father, but he's not letting know that they're his brothers. So he asks about how their father's doing. He said, all right, how about you do this? You guys go back. You guys bring me your younger brother here. And the brothers are like, all right, well, okay, to get back. They tell Jacob. Jacob says, well, Jacob's not with it. He's like, I lost one young son. You want me to lose another to this guy down in Egypt? Why is he telling about me anyway? This and that, blah, blah, blah. Going on, right? And so after that, after all that back and forth, and they ate up all the food that they had to take back, they got no choice but to go back, but they have to take the youngest brother at this point now is Benjamin. They take Benjamin down there with them. They go. This time, as they bring him back, he plays another trick on him. There you go to leave. He says, hey, no, look, this boy, the young boy right here, he has some stuff down there. Try to steal some of my stuff, so he's going to stay here. But he can't come back to ask for long. So you know what, child? It's me, Joseph, the brother. They were all scared. The brothers were scared. Judah, Reuben, Simeon, all the other brothers, right? They're all scared because they know that they're figuring this is their payment for what they did to Joseph. That finally the Most High is punishing them. Just to find out that it's just their brother. So now Joseph is telling them, now go back and get my father, and I'll talk to the Pharaoh that the way you guys can have the land of Goshen to live in, because there's 5 more years of family going to be around.
Right.
So that's where we're at right here. So Joseph's about to go talk to the Pharaoh. All right. So just update rundown where we're at. All right. So here you go. This is Book of Genesis, chapter 47. Verse 2. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? They said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. And they, verse 4, and they said, moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come. For thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now, therefore, we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. So the brothers are saying everything that Joseph told them to say to the Pharaoh.
Right.
Like I said, the Pharaoh, like I said, he's going to go with it. Because one, he doesn't want these Hebrews around his people anyway. Right. Because they're shepherds. 2, this is what the Most High wants. This is what's going to happen. All right, verse 5. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are come unto me. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen, let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, how old art thou? All right, so now Jacob is down there, right? He's there to present his brothers and his father to the Pharaoh. They ask for permission. The Pharaoh gives them permission to live in the land of Canaan, to dwell there, and to also be herders for his cattle.
So all of them are gonna herd his cattle.
Yeah. So he has
his dad, and the brothers have to sit aside or something like that.
No. So they're already shepherds,
Okay.
right?
For sheep, weren't they?
Yes, but now the king's also saying, if you know any other men who might be good, they can also come down here and also run my cattle as well.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I thought they would be sheep though, not cattle.
Well, shepherds do more than just sheep. Back then, saying you got to back then for during that time, it was for certain people it was just sheep, but your status is what how much you own depending on how much sheep and cattle you had.
Oh.
So your sheep and your cows were like money,
Oh, that's true.
right? Because it takes a lot to take care of sheep and cows.
Yes.
And you got any farmer there, a lot. Also horses too, but we know that sheep were used for food and fur.
Right.
Cows used for food, grains and all that stuff. All right. So the next 7 verses. All right. So it's 9 and 15. I'm gonna read them again in the Hebrew. So it's the book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 9, in the Hebrew. Boya Amar, Ya'iqab, Al, Parai, Yamya, Shanya, Shanya, Magar, Magawarya, uh, Shalaham, Shlaki, yeah, Shalashyam, Shlaka, Shalashyam, Shalashyam, Wama, Wamaath, Shana, Shana, Ma'ita, Ma'ita, uh, Wayara, Wayarai, Young, uh, Shaya, Shlaki, Hayawa, Yamya, Shanya, Shanya, uh, Kayaya, Wala'a, Wala'a, uh, Hasaya, Hasayagawa, Ath, Yamya, Shanya, Kayaya, Abathya, uh, Bayamya, Magawar Yaha, verse 10. We had the Bak, Saki, we had Barak, we had Barak, Ya'iqab, Ath, Parai, we had Taziah, we had Taza'ah, Malapanya, Barai, verse 11. We had Washab, Yawasap, Ath, Abaya Yawa, Wa'ath, Akiwa, Wayathan, Laham, Akazah, Ba'arataza, Matazarium, Bama Yatab, Harataza, Ba'arataza, Ra'ai, uh, Ra'am Yasas, verse 12. Waya Kala, Call, Yawasap, Ath, Abayaham, Wa'ath, Akiwa, uh, Wa'ath, Call, Bayath, Abayawa, Lakam, uh, Lapaya, Hatap, Hatapa. It's like verse 13. Walakam. See, Ayun, Bakal, Harataza, Kaya, Kabad, Harai, Haraid. See, Ma'ad, Watala, Arataza, Matazarium, Warataza, Kana'ain. See, Kana'ain, Mapunya, Harayaib, verse 14. We are Laquat. Let's see. Yawasap, Ath, Call, Hakasap, Amana, Taza'a, Barataza, Matazarium, Waba Arataza, Kana'ain. Let's see. Bashabar, Ashar, Ham, Shabarium, verse 15. Wayathum, it's like Wayathum, Hakasap, Ma'arataza, Matazarium, Wama Arataza, Kana'ain, Ba'awa, Ka, Matazarium, All, Yawsap, La'amar, Haba, Lanawa, Lakam, Walama, Namawath. Let's see, Nagadak, Kaya, Apasa, Kasat. All right. Let's get those verses in English. Book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 9 in English. And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of my years of my life been, and not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. So, let's see, when Pharaoh asked Jacob how old he was, you know what I'm saying? Because he can tell that this is a very old man. Jacob let know that, hey, I'm 130 years old. And this is where I believe that, you know, as black folks, you know what I'm saying? We say and a lot whenever we say a number. And then might want to correct that out of our system, but we've been saying and since forever. Always say a number. Because they always say 100 and, you'd be like, oh, that's 108. But in the school, they tell you, no, just say 108. But it's so natural to say 108. You can say 108, you know what I'm saying? You say 100, 130. You know what I'm saying? We're still saying 130. But for us, it's so natural to put the and there. You know what I'm saying? That's just how people talk. And you see, that's how they talk then. Like I said, he's 130 years old. I'm not saying that he could just say 130, but in the Hebrew, the big word is written as the and. 20 and. You know what I'm saying? So you say, so you want to say you're You get a number. Okay. So you want to say what's the number for 20 again? Asharayim. Asharayim is 20 in Hebrew.
Mhm.
You say you want to say that you're 21. Asharayim, it'd be Asharayim wa Akkad. 20 and 1.
Oh.
Right? That's how you see a lot of numbers written like that in the Bible. Just that number in. You see very few instances in the Bible, if I remember correctly, that you just it's just written out that whole way. That's how people talked. All right, verse 10. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. All right, so before we get past there, right? A lot of times, people, when it comes to the story of Exodus, right? People will say that Ramses was the pharaoh that was the one that was in rulership in the time of Moses. The fact of the matter is, the name for the pharaoh is never given. The name of any pharaohs is never given. This is in the land of Ramses, right? It means there was a man at some point named Ramses, who had a part of land that they named after Ramses.
Right.
This is where they get that from. Just one bit right here, but you never see Ramses again.
They don't say Pharaoh. They don't say name for Pharaoh either there.
No.
They just say Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.
So you guys don't know which Pharaoh he's talking about. How many pharaohs were there back then?
Well, there's a lot of you have to know about how Egypt is set up, right? You have what's called the early kingdom, the middle kingdom, in the it's called the late kingdom. These are all different periods of time for Egypt, right? Scholars, right? The white people, and these are our brothers that are part of Egyptology, would say that the Exodus happened during the late kingdom. But all justice research that's been done that says that the Exodus took place during what we call the middle kingdom. And that's the stretch of years and time. So I think the early kingdom was like several hundred years old. Same thing for the middle kingdom, like almost several hundred to 1,000 years. And the last one's like several hundred years old. So in that time, you have different pharaohs ruling. So in some instances, there's been times where you have like two different pharaohs rule at the same time.
So nobody knows what this pharaoh's name is.
No,
Oh.
For us, it wasn't important.
Well, I asked.
No, for us, the name of the pharaoh is not important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they can do research and guess. You know what I'm saying? Look at the kingdom, the time, and all that. All right. Right, big. But Pharaoh gave them the best land so they know they can be their shepherds, graze the sheep, raise the cattle, all that. Of course, Pharaoh didn't have to do this, but he only did because this was the Most High's will to have this be done.
Right.
All right, verse 12. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore in the land of Egypt. For the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of famine. A lot of people passed away during this time. Verse 12. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt.
That's 14.
Well, yeah, I finished verse 13. Verse 14. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they brought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread. Why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. For the money faileth. So then just a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory, right? You know what I'm saying? All this is it's going over what happens going down. Like I said, the famine was going to be a very bad famine, right? And so nobody's money isn't working because there's not a lot of bread. Joseph did what he could already to store up a lot of food already. So now they're coming to Joseph. They want the food. All these Egyptians, they want to eat. They're like, hey, you can't buy nothing else elsewhere. So we need some money. We need food. That's what they're coming here for. They don't want to have to die as well. Let's see. Based off the time. Let's see. All right, we get the next 7 verses. Yeah, we can get the next 7 verses in the Hebrew. All right, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 47. Where is it at? Verse 16. Slide. Verse 16. That's it. All right, so book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 16. We got Amar, Yawasap, see, Habwa, Makwan Yakun, Wa'atan, Wa'ath, Na, Lakam, Lakam, Bamakwan Yakun, Am, Apasa, Kasap, verse 17. Well, Wayab, Ya'awa, Ath, Makwan Yakun, Makwan Yahan, Slaki, Ah, Yawasap, Wayathan, Laham, Yawasap, Lakam, Basa Was, Yam, Wapa, Mapa, Kwana, Kwanha, Hatazaan, Waba, Babama Kwa, Maba Kwan, Na, I mean, Ha, Slaki, Habakwar, verse 18. Wathathathum, Hashanah, Hawa'a, Wayaba Awa, Alahai, Alaya, Allah, Yawa, Bashana, Hashan Yatha, Hashan Yath, Slaki, Waya Amarwa, Lawa, La'a, Nakadab, Slaki, Kad, Ma'adanya, Kaya, Am, Thum, Hakasat, verse 19. Lama, Namawath, La'ai, Yanyaka, Gum, Ana, Ana, Kanwa, Gum, Adama, Adamath, Nawa, Kwana, Kwanan, Athunwa, Wa'ath, Adamath, Nawa, Balakam, second, Wanaha, Wanaya, Anakan, Anakan, it's like Ana, Anakan Nawa, verse 20. Wayak, it's like Wayakwan, yeah, what's up? Ath, Call, Hadamath, Matzazarian, the Parai, Kaya, Makarwa, Matzazarian, Ayash, Shadawa, Kaya, Kazak, Aham, Hayurai, verse 21, Wa'atha, Wa'ath, Ha'ayim, Ha'abah, Ha'ayib, Yar, Athba, La'ibad, Yam, Makotaza'a, Gab, Gabwa, Matazarian, Wa'aid, Kotaza'a, Wa, then verse 22, Rock, Quadamath, Hakana'a, Hakahan, Yan, La'a, Kona, Kaya, Kak, Lakana, Yam, Ma'ath, Parai, Wa'akaiwa, Ath, Kaquam, Ashar, Nathan, Laham, Parai, Al, Kun, La'a, Makarwa, Ath, not a matham. It's like Ada, Matham. All right. So let's read those verses in English. Book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 16. And Joseph said, "Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail." And if they and they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for the horses. It's like, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, "You will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes? both we and our land, by us and our land for bread. We are, and we in our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. So this is just going over the difficulties of the famine. A lot of people in Egypt are hurting.
They say we'd rather be slaves than die. Basically, that's what we're telling him.
Yeah, so not slaves. You don't say slaves.
Servants.
So servants. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of different contexts there, right? To what we have today. So they're going to serve, but they want food. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need some food to survive.
So every man basically said, "Can we serve you so we don't die?" But they have the land to seed, but they won't give them the seed, the land to grow bread.
No. So what they're saying is they've already spent everything that they have. All that they had, they've already spent it all. All they have left is just their land and themselves.
Oh.
So that's what they're selling. Buy our land, buy us. We'll then work for you.
Yeah.
So they're selling their land and they're selling themselves. So they're going to still work their land.
Right.
But now instead of the land being theirs, it's going to be owned by Pharaoh now.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. So we'll sell you our land. We ain't got nothing else. We need to eat.
Right. We have to eat.
We gave you everything else. We gotta eat food. And so from there, right? That's what they're saying. So they're not saying they're going to be slaves. They're saying, hey, we're going to, you take this away. You take all guys our land, so you take that, and we'll serve. And all this land would not, instead of being our land, then that would not be Pharaoh's land. All right. All right. So then, verse 20. Second time, we're just gonna not gonna go back into the Hebrew for the sake of time. Verse 20. And Joseph brought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. For the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt, even to the other end thereof. Only the land of priests brought he not. So, only land of priests brought he not. For the priests had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did not eat their portion, which Pharaoh gave them. Wherefore, they sold not their lands. So only the priests got to keep their lands during this time.
Because they're the high, like.
Oh no, because priests in a lot of cultures, right, were like teachers. They're important. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, a lot of different cultures, right? When some of the priests had a land, a lot of times the rules wouldn't really touch that land. That's sacred. It's considered sacred. You know, so you don't move a priest from where he's at, right? So these were priests for the Pharaoh. They're not priests that we have today, right? So that's what he's saying. So in those lands that was given to Pharaoh, there were priests on the portion of that land. That land stayed the priest. The Pharaoh didn't touch those lands. All right. Verse 23. Then Joseph said unto the people, behold, I have brought you this day in your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own. It's like, you need me? No, it's good. Okay. All right. 4 parts should be your own for a seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your household, and for the food for your little ones. And they said, thou saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. Joseph made it law over the land of Egypt unto this day that Pharaoh should have the 5th part, except the land of the priest only, which became not Pharaoh's. So, isn't the point of break now? It's just
that's pretty self-explanatory.
yeah. So So a portion that they get to keep for themselves, other portion Pharaoh owned, that way they can still feed their families. You know what I'm saying? They weren't allowed to just be without. You know what I'm saying? Unlike this country, where they're allowed to be without. You got a bunch of people out there right now who are without because of this how this country runs, right? You have homeless shelters out there that can only serve a certain amount of people. You know what I'm saying? And you would think that there'd be more, places like that for the homeless. More programs like they're out there for people to come off the drugs that they've put people onto. In this time, you know what I'm saying? During this time, let's say, because remember that Joseph was an Israelite, right? Joseph was the one who put this into law. Joseph had this ability because of his position, and Pharaoh backed it. All it shows is the compassion that Israelites. All it shows the compassion that the Israelites have as a people.
Right.
They want to sell all the land because they just want to eat. They want food. But Joseph said, "All right, I'll take your land. Here's what we'll do: the fifth part of your land, was the biggest piece, is going to be Pharaoh's. This fourth part you'll keep for yourselves. So that way you can still grow your own food. You can still, like, if you're a farmer, you still need a space to grow food.
Yeah.
You got to grow your trees and things like that."
But Pharaoh doesn't need that much food, knowing that there's only a couple people in his house. Why would he just give him a little bit? Why would he take the bigger part?
Because he's a pharaoh.
America's stingy like that too.
Think about it like this, right? When our president came over here, right? What did he do to the Native Americans? He took the best parts of the land,
right,
and gave the Native Americans a small part that wasn't even farmable. Right. At least here, Joseph made sure they can still farm and take care of themselves. Here in America, what I'm saying, they didn't leave the Native Americans. They gave the Americans the worst parts of the land, where you can't really grow nothing. I'm saying, so that's what I said. Like I said, with Joseph in charge, I'm saying, he was able to show compassion onto the people. That I'm saying, otherwise might never happen. All right. See where we at. Verse 26. No, verse 27. It's locked. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Joseph lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years. And the time drew nigh that Israel must die. And he called to his son Joseph and said unto him, if now I have found grace in thy sight, put, I pray thee, my hand on thy hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray thee, in Egypt, but I will lie with my fathers, and thou shalt carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burying place, as he said, I would do. And he said, I would do as thou hast said. And he said, swear unto me, and he swore unto him. And Israel bowed himself upon the bed's head. So, Jacob's coming time, right? About time for him to pass away. It's going to be 147 years old.
That's a long time. Very old.
Very, very long time to live. You know what I'm saying? Most people by today's standards don't even live to be that old. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky you get to your 70s, 80s, 90s. You know what I'm saying? You're 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, listen, you know, not people live that old.
One of the most high, definitely blessed you.
You know what I'm saying? We because of the society that we have today, we don't live to be that old. You know what I'm saying? This is a blessing from Most High for all the work that Joseph did, that Jacob did. Now he's telling his son that, hey, he's been 17 years in Egypt. He goes to his son and says, hey, man, listen. They said, like, you still are your father, man. Listen, when I pass away, I don't want to be buried in this foreign land.
You want to be buried in Israel.
Right, the time is not Israel, still the land of Canaan at this time. But that's where his father. That's where Abraham was buried. That's where Isaac was buried. That's where he wants to be buried.
Next to his family.
Next to his family. Exactly. When be buried next year, when be buried with his family members, with his forefathers, which is what you should always want. You should always want to be buried where your family's buried at. Unfortunately, here, you know what I'm saying, we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? It's saying you pass away in this land, you know what I'm saying? Good luck getting the money to bury somebody.
Yeah, that's very expensive.
You know what I'm saying? It's very, very expensive to bury our loved ones here. Right? But this place time, but he took Joseph the promise, and Joseph promised his father that that's what he would do. He'll make sure that his father was buried in the land of his forefather, in the land of Canaan. All right. Continue on to chapter 48. Hey, not much time left, so we got 19 more verses to go. All right. So chapter 48, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. All right, so this is where the tribes of Manasseh and Ephraim come from. So those who don't know, when you look at the 12 tribes chart, right? The 12 tribes chart shows Ephraim and Manasseh, right? Ephraim and Manasseh are like the nephews to the rest of the other brothers, right? But when Joseph passed, right, they ended up taking their inheritance from their father. So now the tribes include Manasseh and Ephraim. Those who don't know, today Manasseh would be the Dominicans. 1 second. Let me see real quick. So I just want to be sure. No, so Manasseh would be the Cubans today.
Okay.
Right, that's what Manasseh would be, and everybody that's of Ephraim would be our so-called Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. Out of Taino descent, right? And so same thing with Manasseh. Cubans that are like I'm not sure what the Cubans native of names were. I can't remember. But those of native Cuban descent are Manasseh, right? And so I'll get it in a minute. But yeah, so this is where Manasseh and Ephraim come in at. These are these round out the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So verse 2. And one told Jacob and said, behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Ephraim, son Joseph cometh unto thee, and Israel strengthened himself, and sat upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and I will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon shall they be mine. And thy issue, which thou begettest after them, shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. So, this is how Manasseh and Ephraim gets to be part of the 12 tribes, right? This is how they become inheritors of Israel. Like I said, Manasseh and Ephraim are Israel's grandsons. They're not his actual sons. they're Joseph's sons. But because Jacob was saying to his son, because you had them in different land, not in the land of Canaan, but I was told by the Most High when I was in Luz in the land of Canaan that I would have that my people, that my descendants would be multitude of people, would be a large group of people. It's gonna have many descendants. So since you had them here and not there with me, they're going to be as mine. Just as Reuben and Simeon. So Reuben and Simeon are like the two oldest. Simeon would be the Dominicans today. Right? Reuben is what we call the Seminole Indians. So he said, just as Reuben and Simeon are mine, Manasseh and Ephraim are also mine. So he's saying, he's not saying they're not just my grandkids. Now they're my sons, as you are my son. Right. So now they too will share in the inheritance of my sons. Right. So that's how you get the 12 tribes. That's why you can see you look in Revelations, right? Mm-hmm. They have the 12 gates of the 12 tribes. Mm-hmm. Now that's why you see Manasseh and Ephraim, because now they've been made inheritors of that same promise. Right? They were like, we're all our inheritors, right? But now they are now recognized as a full-on tribe, instead of just being the tribe of Yahusap, right? Now the tribes of Manasseh and the tribe of Ephraim. That's how that plays. I'm here traditions out. My voice starting to go out. Verse 7. Verse 7. And as for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan, in the way when yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephrath. And I buried her there in the way of Ephrath. The same is Bethlehem. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons and said, who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, they are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, bring them, and I pray thee unto me, and I will bless them. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see. That's why he's asking who he brought before him. That's why he said, who are these? And that's why just had to let him know that these are my sons. Because now he's blind.
Right.
And he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath shewed me also thy seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees and bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took both them, Ephraim in his right hand, toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand, toward Israel's right hand. And he brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and laid his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. All right, so this is so in the custom, right? You're gonna give the blessings. The right hand will go over the oldest one's hand. The left will go over the youngest one's head. What Jacob did was when Joseph moved into the proper positions, Jacob went, now I'm gonna do it. Boom, boom. Okay. And Joseph said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, which God which fed me all my life long unto this day, and the angel which redeemed me from all evil blessed the lads, and let my name be named on them. In name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. Verse 17. When Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. Joseph said unto his father, not so, my father, for this is my firstborn. Put thy hand upon his head. Verse 19. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son. I know it. He also shall become a people. And he shall also be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. So what happened was, once, like I said, Israel at the time had his head bowed. He was bowed down, his head was to the ground, to the earth. When he looked up, he knows his father had switched hands. Put his right hand on Ephraim's head. He put his right hand on Ephraim's head and his left hand on Manasseh's head. And so when Joseph looked up, he said, wait, what are you doing? He said, Manasseh's the older, like Ephraim's the younger brother. She's not the oldest. And Jacob said, no, I know what I'm doing. I know. But yes, Manasseh will be a tribe. He will be great. He will be mighty. But his younger brother, Ephraim, will be greater than him. Will be mightier than him. You know what I'm saying? Ephraim will be a multitude of nations. So that's saying that this Ephraim is going to be bigger. Ephraim is going to be more an abundance than his brother. It's going to be greater. That's why he's blessed him that way. This is why when you sometimes we hear the Bible refer to Judah and Joseph, it's in reference to Ephraim. Ephraim became the chief tribe after the split, after the kingdom split, right? After we went back to Israel, went back and claimed the land of Israel, right? We took it off from these nations after the Exodus and became the land of Israel. There's a split in the country.
Right.
What the split was, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi so those brothers were mostly in the south. They split and became the southern kingdom.
Okay.
For the northern kingdom, because the northern kingdom were off doing some wild shit, just being wild out there. And so then it was just left the rest of them. Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Reuben, Naphtali, and some of Levi. Levi were priests. They tried to kick most of Levi out. They didn't kick them all out. Asher and Issachar, that's what I'm missing. And Zebulun. So those were the ones that stayed up there. And Ephraim became the chief tribe. He the one that took over.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna take it off.
So Ephraim became the chief tribe because one reason why they were so mad because they said, hey, why is that? So the problem with our people is that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a power and authority. And part of the problem about the split came because they realized that after the prophecies, right, was that the king of Israel, the one that the Most High was sent down here to us, the king will always be of Judah, right? The king that's going to rule over Israel will always be from the line of Judah.
Right.
And they said, well, when will we have our time to rule? Because you know how people are. They want their time in the sun. so to speak, right? And that's one of the reasons why the splitting happening after Solomon's rule. You had kings in Judah, you had kings up in from the southern kingdom and for the northern kingdom. Why you see that Judah would no longer vex Ephraim. You know what I'm saying? That's why you'll see like the tribe of Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know what I'm saying? Look for him. We got much time left. Just because Ephraim was to become the chief tribe. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a parable that says, you take the rod that has Judah and all his brothers' names, take the rod that has Ephraim, all his brothers' names, and you're going to join them together.
Right.
Meaning that we'll become one people again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is that, right? This is them becoming full on tribe and full on inheritors, right? Of Israel. No longer just being Israelites of the tribe of Joseph. Right now they're the Israelites, the tribe of Manasseh and the tribe of Ephraim. That's how they came to be. We'll get into it much later in the book. But for those of you who don't know, who may be keeping track, there's more than 12 tribes at this point.
It looks like it.
So we're going to run them down real quick. So you have Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Gad, Manasseh, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, and Dan. How about what?
How many of those? How many is that?
Those two. So you have 13 tribes at this point. So the reason I hear about Dan, we'll get there much later. Yeah, but Dan just ends up just dissolving into Manasseh.
Okay, explain that. I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll explain that later. But it makes sense that like a lot of the Danites just started having more and more daughters. So your sons carry on your name, not the girls, right? So sons carry on the lineage, so to speak. Like the daughters carry it too, but you're always the seed of your father.
Right.
But you're producing more male heirs. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get it. So daughters weren't able to. Daughters had to get married. They were just. Well, when that time comes, we'll go over it then. It's kind of like I just had the scripture right in front of me to really go over it properly. But Dan ends up dissolving into Manasseh. Although that's why you might hear some people in Israel and they have a lot of girls saying, "Damn, I must be a Danite." You know what I'm saying? There's a brother who's going to call themselves Danites. So you can still be a Danite, but you know you're just like most Danites would be part of Manasseh. All right. So with that is today's service. Like I said, we have much time left. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Make sure you share, like the class, comment. Right, all that helps. You know, the algorithm boosts the classes, push the truth out. If you're in the Phoenix area, make sure you're coming out here to join us. All right, you ain't got nothing better to do with your time. You be out here. So you're out there probably getting high or something. Out there in the streets in Phoenix, not saying crack and the drug pandemic out here is terrible.
Horrible.
So with that, so you could be out here, so really do something with your life. So with that, we're going to go ahead and in class with these prayers. So Amidra means to stand. All right, upon Hakwadah means to turn and face the east. All right, we'll start with the Lord's Prayer. In the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Simka, Yahweh, Malachatka, Daba'ah, Jazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Latalanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawathinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawathinawa, Wala'ah, Dabayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wathapa Roth, La'awalanyam, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Thalanawa, Hakak, Hakak Rapa'ai, Ka, Makala'ai, Wakar, Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak Laquayam, Hamathium, Hakak, Awakarwath, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, your name Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. Your name Yahushai, thank you, so be it. All right, the blessings for Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Rashal Allah, Bahabayasa Paryum, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wada Aman. All right, in the English, Yahweh, and Yahushai, bless us in Israel in the school. His name Yahushai, thank you, so be it. All right, Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Aharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ra'aratazah, Ayatan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Sharamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Nakaka, Wayarak, Balayila, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Babawa'aka, Ma'ita, Iwad, Iwalam, Wa'id, Iwalam. In English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth thee shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, and even forevermore. Psalms 83. All right, in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Adam Yalaka, Al Takarash, or Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Yabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Amaka, Yara Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Yaitazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Monakak Yadam, Bagalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawaitazawa, Laba, Yakatwa, Aryaka, Baryat, Lakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashma Alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabar, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashath, I'm Yeshabya, Tazaror, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanyan Lawat, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sarai, Kayabyan, Banakar, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shatamwa, Nidayat Mawa, Ka'arab, because of Abba, because of Bak, Wakatazar, Mana'ai, Kar, Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nasaya Naira Shah, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, the Punya Raka, Ka'ash, Taba'ira Yaira, Wakala Haba, Talahat, Harayam, Kan, Tharadatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa, Wapathka, Dabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakashwa, Shanka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Ayai, Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya Ata, Shanka, Yahawah, Tabaka, Ayawan, Al-Kar, Ha-Ratazah. All right, Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let's cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yahshua Allah may be no more in remembrance. For they consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with inhabitants of Tyre. Assur is also joined with them. Their hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, the book of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Which love was like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, or the princess of Zabah, and now Zamuna, who said, let's take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame sets up the mountains on fire, to persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. For the face with shame, they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right, the blessings in Hebrew. Blessings in Hebrew. Baruch atah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Micah Allah. Wa Alahayim. Batazab Ya'ah. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapyim. Ha Saranyim. Hakwatazayayim. Hakar Yayim. Wa Wathim. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Awashai. Dwara Right, in English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding you on Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, your name Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. Sarwai Shabbat, you can turn and be seated. That service is dismissed.